how to make bass lines like WADE Punjabi. Now, these kind of bass lines I consider a bit more of a knocky style of bass line, which making the sound is usually pretty simple if you know the theory to it. All we're going to really need is a synth that's going to allow us to run a sine wave. We're going to utilize an envelope that will be routed to our CRS, our coarse pitch. Drag it like so. We're going to hold Alt-Shift to make it unipolar. Shift it to the right. The higher right you go, the more knocky it can get, also more high frequency bass. From there, you're going to distort it. Now, in the serum distortion, you're going to find some post filters. If I don't use any of this, you can see how it sounds. So there we go. So from there, I personally like to use post filters in my own presets that I sell to you guys over at evilsounds.com, just for the idea that it makes it sound a lot darker while still maintaining more punch, because you're omitting the higher frequencies, and that's where the term subtractive synthesis comes from. From there, another EQ just to kind of cut, and we get that, okay? From there, we have LFO tool, which is going to be just side chaining like normal. From here, this pattern, I'm not going to lie to you guys, it's probably one of the ones I would avoid if I was working on Tech House, because I feel like it's a little robotic. But again, Wade makes it work really well in his track, and we're going to get into the gist of why. But this is what the MIDI is going to look like, and it's going to sound like this soloed. So very like 180, as we can see. Now, there's a couple of techniques I want to teach you guys. And I always think as a great producer, you don't have to be the best sound designer in the world, but you do have to know the tools, mainly for a couple of things. Number one, some people might opt to be the pitch bend kind of person. I prefer to be the portamento guy. And what that means is we can activate mono legato on the bottom right side of serum, apply a high portamento like so. And then from there, we can glide our notes like in this instance here. Now, if you hear that, we get this doom, right, kind of vibe to it. So from there, if we increase it up, you're going to notice it takes longer for it. And you can see the lower I go, the more, yeah. And you can also play with the scale here. Now, this is a cool little feature, because from here, you can start doing really cool stuff like implementing little notes here and there to add pitch bends for say. Again, like I said before, this is you're either a pitch bend guy or you can do this. This one sounded pretty sick, actually. We might leave it there. Nah. So there we go. So that's one way of kind of creating these sort of bends and stuff. But most likely, like John Summit does, people like to use the pitch bend wheel to do that and apply it on the MIDI. Now, the next part is probably the hardest part of executing something like this, just due to the fact that we have to think about the execution of it. So what I mean by that is a layer of a tom that will be accentuating certain parts of the bass. So what I mean by that is, for instance, here, we're going to have this sound. Okay, now if you pay really close attention to the track, you're going to notice that it's going to be there, and it adds a lot to the groove, because now when we play this together, without it, okay, so now that we understand the theory, we can implement a bit of what we've learned. We have the original sound that we've created with a sine that is running through saturation, distortion. And what I'm going to do is follow a similar format, but try and make my own thing. Now, I'm not going to go 1/8, which is the hard part, because if I do, it might sound a little too similar to Wade. So we're going to try our own little thing here. We'll be in the key of D sharp, and let's see what we can come up with. And let's add maybe here, like something like that, a pitch. And then let's see, maybe like some weird notes. Just have fun. Trust the process. Okay. And from there, I mean, a 1-bar loop wouldn't be too bad. Okay, because that already sounds pretty decent. But from here, let's do what Wade does and execute a more of a 4-bar bass loop, where maybe we get rid of this. And then from there, we can create a C part to the bass. So what that means is obviously we have A, and you can say this is variation of A, but it's more of a B part. And now a C part for the return back into the loop. Okay, I like that idea, but let's not go too high up because the main thing is that's a pain in the butt to mix. And if you know, you know. I'm gonna try this theory here. We're trying too hard. We're being tryhards here, and you can hear it, and it doesn't sound that good. So let's do this. Okay. Now from here, since we have our bass pattern going, we're going to use the tom. So there's nothing wrong if I decide to do what he did with the tom, but now I need to think about what parts I want to accentuate for this. So first things first, we can hold command and click on the bass and then click on our tom to get like an outline. With tom, C3 area is what we're going to be hitting. So we'll go there and yeah, let's focus in on the tom. There we go. And let's see what we can do. And I want to put it here. So this is the first one. We're learning. And then I want to double hit that. I think that would sound good. Okay, and then I'll double kick it. Okay, and then maybe again we're gonna go into a new part to maybe try that here. Oh, papá, vamos, papá. Here we go. Estamos. And then maybe here we go a little crazy. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll go crazy. Maybe ease up here. You know, everyone's going to have their own opinion on that. Woo, papa. Now, I don't know what kind of genre this is. It might be Españoloense house or whatever, but hopefully this shines a bit of light on how it's done. The bass and the accentuation with the tom, and hopefully it helps you guys, again, make the music that you want to make. As always, guys, if you want to support the channel, make sure to head over to evilsounds.com. The kick from this little tutorial we have is from a new pack I'm working on, Deceiver Volume 5, which is going to contain a lot of this. I think it's minimal tech stuff, so make sure to be on the lookout for it. Probably early October, but I've been working hard on it, and I expect to bring much more love to you guys and great sounds, as you guys know. With that being said, you guys take care, and you guys have a great rest of your day.